Peace, people. Today we're going to talk about a little bit of some fun in the weight room. Now, this isn't going to be a part of the daily calisthenic workout exercise series simply because, well, that series is more for body weight. That series isn't necessarily for weighted calisthenics, but I figured weighted calisthenics is definitely a category of its own and definitely deserves some talking about when it comes to just body development and bodybuilding and strength development and possibly even progression in certain calisthenic exercises. Now, it's important to note not all weightlifting will increase your calisthenic ability. In fact, sometimes it can hinder it. So definitely be careful what exercises you do in the weight room, because it might not be beneficial to your development and progress in certain positions and exercises. So I'm reading this book. And what I mean by reading is, for this book in particular, I'm listening to the audiobook called the Bhagavad Gita. And the Bhagavad Gita is basically like the Hindu version of the Bible. It is a religious text, and it actually has a lot to do with getting in touch with the body and getting in touch with the movements that are unique to your body and the spiritual transcendence and spiritual development of your own mental connection to your body existing in space, particularly through the exercises and conditioning, strengthening in yoga positions. Just a short side note here, that was 90 pounds right there. So definitely drop a like for the 90 pounds dips and 90-pound pull-ups you'll see in this video. To continue with the Bhagavad Gita basically teaches about a lot of yoga, different positions, different movements, which also transcend over also into calisthenics, such as like the straddle position. There's a few mentions of planche, different types of planche with different positions. There's one where it's like this, and you're like putting it to your stomach and you're holding it. Also stuff about handstands and stuff like that. So if you're interested in that, interested in meditation at all, definitely plan on touching that in this channel. I will definitely talk about it eventually, but it basically says that there's this entry in it where it talks about how you can use things external to your environment to basically benefit your mental mind connection to your body. And weight, or as it mentioned in the book, stones, using stones, I guess they put stones on themselves or put stones in their clothing or something like that to benefit their movements through these yoga positions, benefited them in a way so they could build up the muscular strength and mental strength to actually achieve some of these movements. And I definitely would like to say that that happened for me while I was doing these weighted calisthenic movements. So if you're ever at a point where you kind of like plateau in your calisthenic journey and you're trying to like get to different movements and exercises, definitely try to check weights out and see if it can benefit you. I promise you, it 9 times out of 10 most likely will, unless you're like some sort of like transcendent master of calisthenics. So one exercise that I actually got for the first time ever without any type of resistance band for a good 5 seconds was the front lever. The front lever is something I've been working on for a while. I've been using resistance bands to kind of keep my body in the position so that I can build up the strength for it. But for the longest time, it's been very difficult and hasn't really worked very well for me. So definitely give that a try if you're trying to develop the back muscles. Another one that I actually developed was the planche as an advanced tuck. So that's another thing that you can develop through the use of basically weighted calisthenics and giving your pushing muscles enough strength as well. Right here you see kardiostenics. Kardiostenics is another movement based training method that I've come up with. It's basically where I'll go running and I'll do some sort of calisthenic movement at a light repetition along the way so that I don't lose any muscles. But it actually gains a lot of strength with that, surprisingly. I guess it improves your endurance and also improves the blood flow to your muscles. With that being said, that's the game. I laid it on you. Definitely drop a like, subscribe, do what you gotta do to make sure this channel is successful and gets out to other people and helps people. That's the goal at the end of the day. Peace, people.